Breathe, pay attention to your abdomen. And I want you to contemplate a heartbreak that you have had at some point in your life. Sometime in your past, or maybe now, you had a heartbreak. Maybe because of a relationship, maybe because of friendship. Trying to find a heartbreak that was caused because you have some expectation and then things didn't work as you thought. And you pay attention to that, you pay attention to your heart and the feeling of having the heart broken. Your emotional plane does not understand what is time. Your emotional plane live everything as it was now, as it was forever. So maybe you can remember when a child is in a supermarket with the mother, and at some point the mother goes to some place and the child is alone in the supermarket, and the child starts to cry like crazy, because in the moment that the mom is out of his seat, what he thinks is, I'm gonna be alone forever. Mom is not going to be there ever again. And because of that, the child starts to cry and feel so bad. Because in the mind of a child, in the emotional system of a child, time does not exist. And then when the mother is back, the feeling of the child is, oh, mom is going to be there forever. Something similar happens with your dog. If you have a dog, you leave your house and the dog feels abandoned, feels alone. And when you come back, even if it is 30 seconds after, the dog goes like crazy, like, oh, so happy, like if you have been out for years. And the reason is because the emotional plane does not understand about time. In the same way, is that our emotional plane works. So when you get in love, when you feel love to someone, your emotional plane says it's going to be forever. And then things didn't work as you thought, and what you feel is, I'm going to be alone forever. I will never have a relationship again. Do you see this kind of behavior? All of that happened because there's no way for your emotional plane to understand time. And we live our present emotion as if it was going to be forever like that. Part of that is drama, of course, but it's the way that we are made. So every heartbreak that you have had in your life cause to grow a potential inside you of rejecting love, of not allowing yourself to fall in love, to feel love, to share love. And because of that, you build up a wall around your heart. You put your heart inside of a car pass. And now your heart is completely surrounded by a stone. There is a strong wall around your heart. And when you hide yourself in that wall, the problem is that nothing comes in, but nothing goes out. So there is no exchange of nothing. There might be less suffering, but there is absolutely no happiness. Because that wall doesn't allow anything to go out or to get in. And in that moment, what we feel is that we are a cold person. In that moment, we are like zombies. We are alive, but at the same time death, because nothing is happening. Breathe. So the solution is not to stop to prevent yourself from love or from loving from loving others. The solution is to be wise, learning to be wise. What does it mean to be wise? Imagine that if we were speaking about money, when you want to invest your money, you don't invest it anywhere. Before investing your money, what you do is you make sure that there are some chances to get some money back. So you don't go like crazy throwing your money everywhere. But you have to invest your money if you want to increase it. So love is something similar. You absolutely have to invest your love. But you have to learn to be wise. How and where do you invest that love? Breathe. Give me a sec. I'm going to turn on the light. Breathe. The solution in life is not to stop loving. The solution is to accept, to live the love, and to accept the suffering that might come. Because if you dare to love someone, there might be some suffering afterward. But there is also fun. So as Maha sometimes explained, if you go to the supermarket to buy some bread, you go to the supermarket and you want to get out of the supermarket with the bread and the money. And you can do that. You cannot do that. That is stealing. You have to accept to do a sacrifice for the exchange, to give some money and then go back home with the bread. In love, in relationship, happens something similar. There is a sacrifice, there is an exchange. And you have to be ready and willing to do that exchange. So you go into a relationship, into a love relationship, let's say, and that relationship lasts for a year, or a few months, or 2 years, or 3 years, or whatever. And when the relationship is over, you have a heartbreak. But 1 year of feeling love, of being in love, and the cause of that is to be in a heartbreak for a few weeks, maybe a few months, that it's a fair deal, that is a good deal, that is the price to pay for that bread, for that love. And we have to accept to pay that cost. If you don't dare to love, if you don't dare to look at your wounds in your heart, then life is much more difficult. Then you feel empty. And then you feel that you are missing everything in life. And life becomes boring. So, dare to love. Dare to share that love. and be wise in the way that you do it. What does it mean to be wise? Daring to love doesn't mean to become a teenager, full of drama, illusion, and fantasize. It's not that. But consider this, how many times you are meeting a person, you are dating a person, you feel attracted to that person in a way feel attracted to you, and you are in this situation of, I don't know if going into that, because I don't know where it's going to lead this relationship. I'm not sure if the other person is as interested in me as I am, and so you don't go into that 100%. So you don't dare to go 100% in the experience, and the other person is having exactly the same fear as you have. And because of that, none of you dare to go 100%, and now it didn't work out. And when it didn't work out, you justify in your mind, oh, I'm so happy I didn't invest there. I'm so happy I didn't give 100% because it was going to take nowhere. Sometimes that's the truth, but sometimes it didn't take you nowhere because you didn't dare to give 100%, to be fully invested in that. When you don't do something 100%, when you don't invest yourself in a love experience 100%, you feel that it's not enough. You feel that something is missing. The reason why you don't want to fully go into that is because you are afraid that it's going to be too hard to hurt if it doesn't work. So, whenever you go in any love relationship, accept it. It might hurt. It will probably hurt whenever the relationship is over. But it's going to be funny. It's going to be beautiful. And it is worth it to go there. Breathe. I'm not only speaking about boyfriend-girlfriend relationships. I'm also speaking about love relationship with your parents, with your daughter, with your friends, with whoever, because having a heartbreak is not only about lovers. Having a heartbreak can happen with your family, with friends, at your work. Do you see how your mind and your ego works? Let's say that you have a lot of illusion about doing something, and you try to do it, you try to start that project, to go into that experience, and in the moment you do that, someone rejects you, or someone says that doesn't agree or doesn't enjoy that, and the next thing that you think and you do is, I will never do that again. Do you see that? That is not to be wise. The solution is not to stop doing that. It's to be wiser, to learn how to do it in a better way. And you have to defeat that part of your ego that says, I will never do that again because I was rejected last time that I did it. I will never try it again because last time that I did it, it didn't work out. Because that is putting a wall around your heart and around yourself in your life. So any kind of love with your parent, with your lover, friends, at some point it will be a cause of suffering. But the solution is to fully live it when it is there and fully let it go when it's time to let go. That is what made you feel alive. That is what made you feel that life is beautiful, that there is passion in life, and there is love, and you can enjoy that love. Is there any question about this so far? So let's do a contemplation. Pay attention inside and try to see and to feel your heart. And the first thing that you are going to look at is the heartbreak that you have in your heart. Every wound that there is in your heart. And you pay attention to those wounds, to those scars, and you breathe in that. You are breathing and feeling your heart, allowing each one of those wounds to be healed. Now it's time to accept to pay the bills for every love that has gone. So look at those wounds and breathe on them. And as you pay attention to those wounds are being healed. And your heart is feeling itself of life and love. And you pay attention to the wall around your heart. To the stones that you have enveloped in your heart. And you are paying attention now to that wall. Allowing that wall to be broken by the life and the love of your own heart. By surrendering and accepting to be vulnerable. By accepting and embracing the experience of love. And now, what is being broken is not your heart, it's the wall. It's every stone that was hiding your heart. That is what's being broken now. And with each breath, your heart is a bit more free. And with each breath, your heart is a bit more red, luminous. Now, your heart is shining. Your heart is shining red and lovely light. And so much love is in your heart that your heart cannot contain it itself. So now that love, it's being irradiated by your heart. You are radiating that love to all your body, to your emotion, to your mind, and beyond your own body, to your life, to your environment. To nature, to every person that is close to you. And everything receive the love from your heart. Namah Samanta Vajranam Ham. Namah Samanta Vajranam Ham. Namah Samanta Vajranam Ham. To share that love, to express that love with everyone, with everything, by surrendering and accepting to be vulnerable. Namah Samanta Vajranam Ham. And there is love. You take a deep breath and slowly come back to the room, writing a dot on the chat whenever you are back. Breathe. When we have a heartbreak, the solution is to go into the womb, to feel it, to breathe in it, and to allow that wound to be healed. And then that wound created a wall, and we have to destroy that wall again, to be vulnerable, to accept to feel and love again. When a person comes to me to say me that they don't feel love, that they don't feel that people love them, what I say is, if you want to be loved, start by loving others. We always want others to love us. We always want others to be nice with us. We always want others to forgive us. But someone has to start the movement. Karma means the consequence of your actions. So someone has to start that movement. And you can choose to be the first one doing it. Remember, for example, one time where somebody make you a gift out of nothing. And out of nothing, that person comes to you and make you a gift. The next feeling that you have is that you are in debt with that person. You have a weird feeling inside that say, oh, now I have to give something to that person. You feel that you are in debt and you want to give something to that person in return. So you want people to love you? Start by loving them. Start by loving everyone around you. And in the moment you're there and you start to love others, the other will have this feeling of I have to give something in return. And then nature and people will start to love you much more. So everything works like that. It's like a big wheel. You have to start to move that wheel instead of waiting for someone to move it. You want your lover to take care of you? Take care of your lover. Make sure that your lover feels love. And your lover will have this feeling of I want to give something in return. And will naturally start to love you more. And for that, you have to accept to be vulnerable. You have to accept to pay the cost of that bread, the exchange for that love. And enjoy it while it lasts, and let it go when it's gone. So far, I've been speaking about human love, loving relative, loving having a lover, friends. But where does this love come from? This love comes from a higher source. This love comes from a divine source. And that divine source is what we call the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother in Buddhism is what we call Tara. Tara is the Buddhist name for the Divine Mother. In Hinduism, it has different names depending on what is Tara doing, what is that Divine Mother doing. Like, for example, when that mother is feeding the child, it's more Lakshmi. When that mother is protecting the baby, it's more Durga. When it's more about ending cycles and understanding the evolution and the change, it's more Kali. So in Buddhism, we call that Divine Mother Tara. And we have different types of Tara. We have the green Tara, the red Tara, Mangala Loka Tara, the blue Tara, and all of them that also have to do with a specific aspect of Tara. But when we want to speak about the Divine Mother in general, we speak about Tara. So what is that Divine Mother? What is the Divine Mother? If you want to drink a glass of water, if you want to drink water, you need a container for that water. You need a bottle or you need a glass to boil that water and to be able to drink it. So if you consider, let's say, for example, your skin, your muscle and your bones. Your skin, your muscle and your bones are the container of all your organs, the blood and everything else that is inside you. And then your body is the container of your soul. So if we pay attention to planet Earth or to our solar system and our galaxy, where is all of that creation contained? It must be contained somewhere. Breathe. The whole of the creation is being contained by the Divine Mother, by Tara. So Amitabha, which is the name for God in Buddhism, Amitabha started to create. Amitabha create everything, Mahastana Prapta. And when Amitabha create everything, he realized that he needed to contain all that creation. And he needed first to contain it, then to take care of that. And in that moment, Tara appeared. Tara appeared saying, I will contain all your creation. I will be holding everything that you will do, and I will protect everything that you create and manifest. Breathe. So God or Amitabha create, and then the Divine Mother takes everything inside her. So we say that the Divine Mother is the matrix of the universe. We say that all the creation, the totality of the galaxy and the creation is being contained inside the matrix of the Divine Mother, Tara. So bringing that example to a more human way. If you think in a man, when a man needs to buy a clothing, a t-shirt, he goes into the shop, he takes a t-shirt that he enjoys, he likes, he sees the price, he sees the size, and he says, okay, it's my size, I can pay it, so I'm done. And that's it. 3 minutes, 5 minutes maximum. A woman needs a t-shirt and needs to visit all the shops in the mall. And they need to try every single t-shirt in every color and go with a friend to make sure that they buy the good one. And sometimes after 2 hours they say, oh, I didn't like nothing, I didn't find nothing. Do you see this kind of thing? It's not for every man or woman, but in general, it's very common that this happens. So you can see in the men behavior that it is easy for us to create something. We need to do something and we do it, and that's it, that's all. We don't think it twice. We are very impulsive and we do what we have to do. However, women, they have a bit more difficulty to give that first step, to create, to go and do it. Breathe. However, in the same way that this is a fact, it's also true that we, men, we don't know how to take care of anything. We know how to do something for the first time, but we don't know how to keep it. A man knows how to conquer a woman, but he doesn't know how to take care of the relationship. A man knows how to do a baby, but doesn't know how to take care of him. Do you see that? A woman so naturally know how to make things last forever. When a woman gives that first step, she knows how to contain it, how to support it, and how to make it last much more time than a man does. And this is not a judgment about female and male. It's something common that happens because we are a representation of that divine energies. Men, we have a bit more energy of Amitabha, of creating, of doing something. And we have to learn how to take care of things. Women, you have more energy of Tara, of that taking care. And you have to learn and to make an effort to give that first step of creating. That example, it's only to help you understand what is the Divine Mother in this case. The Divine Mother that takes care, that contains, that support the creation of Amitabha. So for every one of you in this class that it's our woman, you have to make peace with that. You have to make peace that you have give me a second, an innate feeling of taking care. I have met so many women that they feel offended because men look at them as persons to take care, that they should take care of everything. It's not that you should take care of everything, but you have to accept that you have that quality inside you, and you have to find the beauty of being a Divine Mother. You have to find the beauty of being able to contain, to support, to protect, to feed the creation, because that is in your flesh. And it doesn't mean that you have to depend on a man. That has nothing to do with that. But it's to accept the divine energy of Tara in you. Breathe. And for those of you that are men in this class, we have to make peace with Tara, with the Divine Mother. We have to allow the Divine Mother to take care of us, to give you its love. And you have to find inside you the energy of the Divine Mother, because we also have the energy of Tara. We also can learn how to take care of the world, of the creation. But we have to make the effort to learn. So that Tara, it's all about that. Tara takes the creation of Amitabha and she finds it so beautiful that she feels in love with that creation. And now she only wants to contain it, to support it, to feed it, to give it some food, to protect it whenever it's needed, like a warrior. And sometimes it's even the one that makes peace. Do you see how often in a discussion, in a problem, the woman is the one that brings peace into the situation? That is part of the taking care. Questions so far about Tara or the Divine Mother? Is it clear what is the Divine Mother? So every time that you feel empty, that you feel abandoned, that you feel lost, that you have fear in life, the solution is not to fill yourself with exterior sources, The solution is to go back into the Divine Mother, to allow yourself to be invaded by the Divine Mother, by the love of the Divine Mother. And in there, you find peace again. In there, you will find everything that you are looking for, that you are missing. And what is the closest representation of that Divine Mother in your daily life? Have you ever think about it? In our daily life, that representation of the Divine Mother is your biological mother, the person that you call mom. Your biological mother is the closest representation in your life to the Divine Mother, because your biological mother is the one that contained you in her abdomen, in her womb, where she was pregnant. She was the one feeding you during all the pregnancy, the one protecting you, the one loving you, the one embracing you. And when you were born, most of the case, she continued taking care of you. Breathe. So, I want you to go into the relationship with your own mother. No matter if your mother is alive or not. Pay attention now to your abdomen and allow yourself to remember your relationship with your mother, with your biological mother. And I want you to find an experience of rejection. At some point during your life, you rejected your mother, or you felt rejected by your mother. Go into that experience of rejection and feel that rejection. Rejecting your own mother. And you breathe in there. If you are a mother and you sometimes feel rejected by your children, that rejection comes from the rejection to your mother. If you are a woman and at some point you rejected yourself, that rejection comes from the rejection to your mother. So pay attention to that rejection and breathe in that. Feel and you breathe in that rejection. And if there is any hatred toward your mother, now is the moment to allow it. To allow yourself to go in that hatred. Don't try to explain that hatred. Don't try to justify it. Don't try to hide it. If there is some hatred, simply accept that you hate your own mother. And you won't share that with anyone. But you have to allow yourself to drop into that hatred. And for some of you, there is also rage, anger. Allow yourself to feel that anger, that hate in the relationship with your own mother. You have been repressing that too much time, and now it's time to let it go. And keep breathing in there. Even when I continue speaking, keep feeling and breathing whatever is going on. You try to understand that there is no a manual of how to be a good mother. Nobody taught your mother how to be a mother. In the same way, nobody taught you how to be a mother. You can read 100 of books. You can see how other mothers does it. But it doesn't teach you how to be a mother. Reading a book of cooking recipe doesn't become you into a cooker. You will be a cooker when you take those recipes, you prepare the food, and the food is good. Then you are a cooker. So the only way you have to learn how to be a mother, and the only way your mother had to learn how to be a mother, was by living the experience, by being a mother. So of course your mother could have done some mistakes. But she did her best. She tried her best trying to protect you, to support you. So instead of being angry and reject her, try to understand that maybe your mother was incompetent because of lack of experience. But that doesn't become her into a bad person or a bad mother. It was simply incompetent. Breathe. And you allow forgiveness to happen. You allow yourself to forgive your own mother. And you allow yourself to forgive yourself for the relationship and for every time that you rejected her. Forgiving is not about who is right or who is wrong. Forgiving your mother doesn't mean that your mother did everything right. It doesn't mean that she did everything wrong either. Forgiving means to understand that everyone makes mistakes, and to decide to take the decision of saying, I want to stop suffering because of that. And the solution is forgiveness. And while you keep breathing, forgiveness is happening. You surrender the fight against your mother. You surrender the competition against your mother. And you simply forgive her. And you simply forgive yourself. Because she was incompetent and you were incompetent. Nobody taught you how to be a child. You breathe and you go back to your heart that is now shining full of love, as it was a few minutes ago. And that heart completely free of any wall, that heart fully ready to love. It's shining that light and that love to your biological mother, who is just standing in front of you. And when that love reaches your mother and fulfill the relationship between you and your mother, you turn back, and what you see just behind you is Tara, Divine Mother Tara. And Tara is sitting there, with the right left cross and with the the left leg in the floor, with her arms open to you, holding a beautiful and soft lotus flower in her hand. And her eyes are completely shining. Like a light. And she's just there, looking at you, smiling, inviting you to go there. And you decide to start walking toward her. You give one step after the other, getting every time closer to Tara. And the closer you are, the happier she is. Now you are just in front of her, and you allow yourself to sit in her legs, in her lap. And now you are sitting in the lap of your real mother, in the Divine Mother. And in that moment, she fully embraces you. She takes you in her arms, full of love, light. And you are there with your eyes closed, simply allowing yourself to fulfill her with that immense, undefined, and infinite love. Tara. 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 And every fear is dissipated by Tara. and she grants you all favors, and she protects you in her arms. And she's the one that feeds you. She's the one that heals you. And being there, you feel satisfied. You feel gratitude. Because you lack nothing when you are with Tara. And you take all the time that you need for your heart to heal, for that love to go into every atom of your body, in every cell of your body. And that divine love fulfills your brain, your chest, your abdomen, your mind, your emotion, and it's giving you all the energy that you need. And you are completely surrendering there. And from there, still sitting in her lap, you look back into the front. And you realize that your life, your environment, there is no darkness anymore. You contemplate your life, the people around you, and there is no more darkness. There is no more fears, because you have all the support in your Divine Mother with Tara. And now life looks so simple, so full of life. And there is love. Tare tu re swaha. 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 You are also that Divine Mother Tara. Tare tu re swaha. Tare tu re swaha. You take a deep breath and you come back to your room. Is everyone okay? Doubts or any comment? Exactly, I don't understand if that is a question or simply a comment. Arya means the great or the supremius Tara, and it's a way also to say homage to Tara. So, because in our daily life, our biological mother is the closest representation of the Divine Mother. We have to heal that relationship. Because your biological mother is the gate, is the door toward the Divine Mother Tara. And you have to understand that whatever might have happened, your mother did her best. You have to make peace, to forgive, and then go back to your real mother, which is Divine Mother. Because your biological mother is not your real mother. Your biological mother did not create your soul. From the human point of view, your mother is your biological mother. But from the point of view of the soul, your real mother is the Divine Mother Tara, and your real father is Amitabha or God. So we have to feel gratitude to our biological parents, but then we have to acknowledge who our real parents are, God and Divine Mother, and go back to them. And every time that you feel abandoned, that you feel alone, that you feel despair, the solution is to go back to the Divine Mother and to embrace her and to allow her to take you in her arms. And then you feel fulfilled. The mantra of Tara is Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Swaha. That is the mantra. We have a prayer or a homage to Tara that contains 22 paragraphs, and I'm writing you just the first paragraph. I will email all of you the full prayer. And I want to go only through the first paragraph. Okay, so Om, I prostrate myself at the feet of the noble and reverend liberator. Homage to you, Tare, the swift and courageous. That means the one that is fast and courageous always take care of you, that she is not afraid, she will do whatever has to be done in order to take care of you and to protect you and to support you. Who by Tutare dissipated all fears. She ends with all your fears. Because when you are with her, everything is okay, you have everything that you need. Redeemer who grants by tutor all failures. That means that she is the one that feeds you, that heals you. And before you, I bow with the word Swaha. That means I make an effort, I do a sacrifice to discover all of that, to go back into the Divine Mother and to be one with her. This is the first paragraph of a 22 paragraph prayer. that I will email you, and that will help you to understand more about Tara. If you want to chant the mantra on Tare tu Tare tu Re Swaha, it's the same recipe as always, 9 malas, 12 days. If you want to chant the prayer that I'm going to mail you, it is 1 paragraph a day. You read the 1 paragraph and you do a 20-minute meditation on that paragraph. So it's a 22 days process. 1 paragraph a day, 20 minutes of meditation. And then every time you want to feel that love, that you want to feel embraced, you simply go back into the embrace, into the arms of Tara. Or any way you feel connected to the Divine Mother. It can be Lakshmi, Durga, Viswashakti, Mary. Find your own